All righty. Let's get a little segue there. All right, cool. We're live. Tin Roof. What's going on? Wednesday, November the 17th, 2021. Appreciate y'all coming out. It's Auburn week. It is Mike Bobo hate week, as you can tell by the shirt. If you needed a reminder of what week it is, with just 2 weeks remaining in the 2021 season, the storylines are all over the place. So, yeah, really excited to come to you guys. I'm assuming probably Chase, no wings, right? I'm assuming. No wings. Yeah, never anyways. It's more of a rarity when there is wings than when there aren't. So, again, $3 drafts, $3 Rumple, guys. Again, we're at Tin Roof in the Vista. Would love to have you guys come on out. I appreciate those who will come out, and I know we're going to have our regulars fill in here on a Wednesday. But, again, we're hanging out. We're partying here at the bar. You guys kind of know the drill. We'll be live till 7 talking Gamecocks football. Also, we can talk some South kind of on the hardwood as well, as the men's team will take on UAB tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at CLA. Tonight, though, Dawn Staley's squad, the women, in just under 2 hours will tip off against that hated team from the upstate, South Carolina Clemson, right down the street at CLA. So, again, we'll probably wrap about 6:50 or so we can cut that on, watch the game. Going to be a lot of fun. And I've dropped my prediction for that one. I think Dawn Staley and the crew are going to absolutely wreck Clemson women's basketball. Of course, we got the Clemson game next weekend. We could talk about that. Of course, Auburn this upcoming weekend. A lot to get into here on a Wednesday afternoon. And again, appreciate you guys coming out. Appreciate you also all tuning in. Those tuned in digitally, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch as well. Appreciate y'all. Again, y'all see the merch. Y'all see the shirt. All my homies hate Mike Bobo. It is Auburn week, and it only felt appropriate to rock the merch here during Auburn week. So, again, I want to take your questions, your comments, everything else, of course. 843-790-3377. If you guys do want to call in, text in as well if you're in person. That is the number, 843-790-3377. Then we got my good buddy Chase behind the bar. Be sure to tip your bartenders, no doubt. Make sure you tip your bartenders. They'll take care of you. You take care of them. You all know the drill. So, again, like I said, Auburn week. We can also talk about the Missouri game if you like, what happened over the weekend. You know, if you've been a Gamecock fan long enough, what happened over the weekend really shouldn't have surprised any of us. Shouldn't have surprised any of us. You know, we've seen this movie before, and the ship still sinks. And, of course, South Carolina, after a huge win over Florida, did nothing else but go to Missouri, Columbia, Missouri, and I won't say lay an egg. I will not say lay an egg, but not play their best football and lose a heartbreaking game to drop to 5-5 on the season. But again, opportunity is still there the last 2 weeks. South Carolina has everything in front of it. All of its goals can still be hit. All of its goals can still be achieved. And I'll tell you this, the same reason that folks are down and out this week and are pessimistic the Gamecocks won't win another game is the same reason you could be optimistic and argue that South Carolina certainly could win another game. It's because this team is so darn inconsistent. You never know what you're going to get. So really, who knows? You got 2 night games to close it out. Also, in case you missed that, yes, the Clemson time has been announced. Gamecocks will take on Clemson, 7:30 kickoff under the lights at Williams-Brice. Willie B should be absolutely jumping that night. Of course, the tailgate's going to be absolutely insane. We're going to have a ton of special content coming your way next week. We will be live from here next week as well. Really excited on Wednesday. And, of course, we all know what next Wednesday is, the night before Thanksgiving. Phil, you even know. It gets wild the night before Thanksgiving. That is like the number one, because everybody's off. I think unless you work in the service industry pretty much, everyone is off the night before Thanksgiving. So, should be a rowdy time. I'm assuming my guy Chase is working. There'll be a lot of money to be made. A lot of money to be made the night before Thanksgiving. So, should be a good time. Let's see. We got a couple questions. Scott Dean, how do you feel we match up defensively against the Auburn Tigers? I think fairly well. I mean, the big challenge is going to be stopping Tank Bigsby. Obviously, he's averaging 5 yards per carry, one of the best running backs in the SEC. I think we all know, at least Gamecock fans who have followed recruiting for the last couple of years or just followed things closely, we all know the story behind him and the recruitment. And, you know, I'm very hesitant to bash Tank Bigsby in any way because we wanted him. We obviously wanted him. He's obviously a really, really good player. Of course, Bo Nix out this week with a broken ankle. So TJ Finley will be getting the start under center. And, yes, if that name sounds familiar, you're not going crazy. TJ Finley was the starting quarterback last year for LSU when the Gamecocks traveled to Baton Rouge and proceeded to get beat down. I was actually there in person. It was not a very fun time. But, Yeah, again, TJ Finley will be getting the start, the backup quarterback for Auburn. Again, Bo Nix out in this game. And again, something really intriguing, too. These two teams played last year, in case you forgot. South Carolina got the win. South Carolina got the win over Auburn a season ago, 30-22. So, that plays into it. Again, storylines all over the place for this one. You talk about the revenge factor or the rematch factor. You talk about the return of Mike Bobo to Columbia, the TJ Finley factor as well, the Tank Bigsby factor. You got a pair of teams as well. What's the morale of both ball clubs? I mean, again, you're talking about South Carolina certainly coming off a disappointing loss at Mizzou. I think some fans are taking it harder than others, but either way, a really disappointing loss. You had all that momentum from the Florida game, and you sort of squander it, and you're not able to capitalize on it. But how about Auburn? I mean, in case you missed it, what Auburn did last week, they were up 28-3, which ironically enough is a cursed score because right now on the TV to my right, we have NFL Network on, and it's a replay of the Super Bowl in which the Patriots came back from a 28-3 deficit. But Auburn was up 28-3 and blows the lead in a loss to Mississippi State on their home field. So Auburn is reeling. What's the status of them? What's going to be their mindset overall? What's the morale of that football team? How excited are they? How fired up are they? Going to be really, really interesting to see how Auburn's able to bounce back. And again, you've got this game at night under the lights at Williams-Brice Stadium. Should be really, really interesting. Just both teams coming out. I would actually say probably South Carolina's in a better position in regards to the overall morale and spirits of the football team after what Auburn has gone through, and they lost their starting quarterback. I know there's many Gamecock fans out there that wish that Bo Nix was playing in this game just because Bo Nix, every time he seems to go on the road, turns into an interception machine. But, TJ Finley getting the start after Bo Nix broke his ankles. That's going to be really interesting to follow. And again, many, many storylines in this ball game. Many storylines, a lot of intriguing matchups. And I want to get into that with all you guys. Of course, tomorrow's podcast has been recorded, which will be a full breakdown and preview of this ball game. Also, on tomorrow's show, I do want to mention the first full basketball game preview that I've done or that we've done on the podcast. And that will become a normal occurrence, if you will, for each and every single basketball game. We have not really done that to this point just because we've been so locked in on football. But now, with the games, again, the season going on, and tomorrow being a really, really big game for South Carolina men's basketball, I wanted to talk about it. UAB, a good ball club, a good team. I think you're going to see that in the spread when it comes out. So going to be a lot of fun. So, again, taking your questions, your comments. If you do want to text in, if you're in person, if you want to call in, you can. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Again, it's a big week. It is Auburn week. Need I say more? It is Auburn week. South Carolina, of course, beating the Auburn Tigers last year 30-22. It's also game day is in less than 2 hours, and I can see some of the traffic forming outside. South Carolina will take on Clemson at Colonial Life Arena. Dawn Staley's squad. They're also, getting their rings tonight. They're unveiling the Final Four banner, which I think is awesome. They're doing that on the same night they're playing the Tigers. It should be a fun time. Should be a really, really good time. Chris Banks says you're busy. Yeah, for sure. Hey, being busy is a blessing, my friend. Being busy is a blessing. Let's see. Justin Langford appreciates you being tuned in digitally. John Gibbs, going to be nice watching the women beat the living crap out of that upstate team. Oh, for sure. That's going to be a blast. Leland, who would you like to take? I think you meant who would I want to start my team around? Tank Bigsby or Tyler Beatty? I'd probably still say Tank Bigsby. I think Tank, again, you look at his profile and recruiting and how highly sought after he was. There's a reason. Tank Bigsby is a good player. He's a very, very good player. Langford also says that game last year was wild, to say the least. Hadn't beaten Auburn since the 1930s. I told people the week of that game we were due. Yeah, I actually picked South Carolina to beat Auburn last year. And what I said, if you do recall, that Auburn never really scared me a season ago. And I really do view this game kind of the same way. Again, I have not locked in my prediction. I haven't made up my mind. Of course, my best bet I dropped this morning is, I got a Gamecocks plus 6.5. I do think it's a one-score game. I think it's really, really close. I think it's going to be a close game. But I don't know. Again, it's going to come down to, and it sounds so simple, but we obviously know what Auburn wants to do. We know Mike Bobo's offense. We saw it all last season. We understand what they want to do. South Carolina's got to be able to run the football and stop the run. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty simple. You look at what you did last weekend, and the fact you only lost by a field goal after seeing the stats is crazy. Thank your defense for that. But 31-28, you lose. You ran for 57 yards. 57, 1.6 yards per carry. That's not going to get the job done. So South Carolina at home, you wonder, can they rekindle some of that magic we saw from the Florida game, run the football more effectively, and just find a way to slow down Tank Bigsby on their way to victory. Also, just because I see the hat in the crowd, one of the big storylines for college football, and of course, when this happened, you knew Shane Beamer's name would come up. The Virginia Tech job opening up, of course, with the Beamer name, the rumors that started to fly around. I have not really hardly even talked about it on our airwaves because it's a non-story. Shane Beamer's not going to Blacksburg. I don't even think Va Tech's interested in him. I don't think so. Yeah, the vote of confidence. Y'all keep him. Very good. No, I don't. I put it this way. I don't think Va Tech paid $3.5 million more than they really had they waited till the end of the season, which is in a couple weeks, which is the crazy part. You got to think they've got a guy in mind. They got a guy circled that they're going to go after. I never really thought Shane Beamer was the guy that wanted to coach in his father's shadow necessarily. I think that's a smart move probably for both parties. But again, I just saw the Virginia Tech logo in the crowd and couldn't help but comment on it. So again, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Good to see Kirk's come out of hiding. Kirk is back in the building. How about it? Kirk, what's up, man? Good to see him. Good to see him. I wonder if Kirk's going to the back. Kirk, you going to the women's game? There you go. That's why he's here. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Good deal. Let's see. Dakota Lee Center fight going to be interested to watch Frank Martin. Yeah, Andy Kennedy. Who knew? I didn't even realize that until I was doing the breakdown earlier this morning of that game tomorrow. Andy Kennedy is the head coach of UAB, and if you're wondering who in the world is Andy Kennedy, he was the head coach at Ole Miss for over 10 years. Stepped away from that and became the SEC Network's kind of, I don't know about sideline guy, but an analyst, if you will, and now he's back. He's back in college basketball. I think UAB is actually his alma mater, so they're going to be a well-coached team. They're going to be ready to play. That's going to be a really big game tomorrow. You know, it's funny. It's a tale of two programs right now with basketball because Dawn Staley's squad, I never worry with them. You know they're going to win. Men's is just, I have no idea what to expect. I have no clue. I'll be interested to see what the line is. What's up, my guy? I'll be interested to see what the line is in that game tomorrow. I'm expecting the Blazers to be a favorite. I think they will be a favorite. They're a very good team. I think they're a tournament caliber team. I tell you, I know we want to talk football, but basketball-wise, this is a huge, huge game tomorrow. I think it's a big, big swing game for Frank Martin and his basketball team because, again, right now, I'll tell you, I'll be totally honest with you guys. As a fan, I'm a Gamecock through and through, but as a fan, my thoughts on basketball right now are kind of like meh. I want to be excited for basketball, but it's like you got to give me something. Like throw me a bone, give me something. The loss to Princeton really hurt, and I don't know. It's a long season. Maybe Princeton will turn out to be some great team, a tournament team, whatever. But we're talking about a Princeton team that, you know, the Ivy League didn't play a single game last year because of COVID. So you don't feel like that's necessarily a quality loss. But the game tomorrow serves as an opportunity to, you know, if you lose, it feels like same old, here we go again, early season non-conference woes strike yet again. But if you win, it feels like one of those swing games where it's like, okay, maybe we're ahead of schedule. Maybe these young pieces, these transfer pieces are coming together. Maybe, just maybe, this could be something this year. So great opportunity. I think a game that would be a really, really good win for you. I think you'd have the opportunity to really build some momentum because I think after that you play like Coastal and Ryder or something. So you should have an opportunity if you win tomorrow to string together a couple of big wins. And you got Florida State, you know, in December. You've got Georgetown. So, you know, building the momentum for those games, and all of a sudden if you can do that, who knows? Let's see. Justin Langford says, could we see some early 2010s against Georgia-type shootouts playing Bobo, Harsin, and Auburn? See some early 2010s. I don't know. Over-under's 44.5, I'll tell you that. So Vegas doesn't expect it to be a very high-scoring game. We'll put it that way. Vegas does not expect it to be a very high-scoring game. It wasn't my best bet. 44.5 feels really, really low. I'll be honest with you. That feels very, very low. But I'm not touching it. Again, I like Gamecocks plus 6.5. I really do think it's going to be a close game. I think that South Carolina will return home at night in front of its home crowd, will play better football. Again, I'm not picking South Carolina to win right now. I'll drop my prediction Friday, but I think South Carolina is going to play good football. I think they'll play much better football. South Carolina's been better at home all season long, and I expect more of the same in these last two games, by the way, and I know which one Kirk would prefer we win. So I know which one everyone really would prefer us win. You know, I know we were all excited. Kirk, how would you feel if we wore all black against Clemson? You a fan? I'll take big game Garnet. I don't know, man. I feel like the juju around all black is not great. But I'd actually like to see black this Saturday. I'd love to see black this Saturday, personally. But we'll see. Again, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Just a link for they should have beaten Princeton. That was very dismal to see them throw up prayers all game. Yeah, Eric Stevenson is my new favorite player, by the way. Dude, just shoot or shoot, man. Shoot or shoot. Dude went 0 for 10, I think, one game from the three-point line. Just absolutely incredible. You can't teach that type of stuff. You really can't. You can't teach it. Yeah, again, like I said, guys, it is Auburn week. South going to take on the Auburn Tigers this weekend. 7 o'clock kickoff is when toe will meet leather at Williams-Brice Stadium. Guys, in case you missed it, this morning we talked about it, but again, I'll let you guys know. collegefootballnews.com, I do love their coverage. They drop their predictions on a weekly basis, and their South Carolina Auburn prediction is out. Pete Fuchak, they do a fantastic job. I want to read this to you. Again, my prediction will drop on Friday. collegefootballnews.com, their prediction is out. Here's what they have to say. Again, they present a couple scenarios why Auburn will win, why South Carolina will win, and then what will happen. Here we go. They say why Auburn will win, and there's the South Carolina offense going back to being the South Carolina offense. It actually hasn't been all that bad throughout the season, but the running game failed to do much of anything before ripping up Florida for close to 300 yards. Last week against Mizzou's awful defense, they had 57. Which Auburn defense will show up? If it's the one that decided to leave last week's Mississippi State game early and couldn't seem to do much right against Arkansas or Georgia, there's a problem. If it's the one that's solid at getting in the backfield and can stuff the run, everything will be fine. But, quote, ... why South Carolina will win. Is TJ Finley ready for his big moment? Auburn quarterback Bo Nix is out for the rest of the regular season with a foot injury. Now the offense has to perk up despite the loss of its growing star. Finley is hardly new to the SEC spotlight, but he'll have to avoid mistakes against a South Carolina defense that's great at taking the ball away. The Gamecocks came up with lots and lots of picks. Auburn doesn't care much about the time possession battle, and the Gamecocks need to grind it out, get the ground game going, and make Finley throw. All right, here's what's going to happen. This is what they say, collegeballnews.com. Again, they did pick South Carolina to win last week, 34-30. We were both wrong, both I and collegeballnews.com. But here's what they say for the Auburn game. What's going to happen? Finley will be more than fine. The massive 6'7", 250-pound bomber won't be asked to win the game all by himself, but he's already proved this year that he could step up and come through, saving the day in the Georgia State thriller. Last year against South Carolina, he completed 17 of 21 passes for 265 yards and 2 touchdowns with a pick when he played for LSU. He won't do that, but he'll overcome a few picks to keep things moving, and the running game and defense will take it from there. collegeballnews.com and Pete Fuchak, their prediction for Saturday's game, South Carolina Auburn, they've got the Tigers 34, South Carolina 20. Now, Auburn scoring 34 feels aggressive. That to me feels a little aggressive. That feels a little aggressive. But the big key is stopping Tank Bigsby. That's it. Limiting Tank Bigsby. You know what you're going to get out of a Mike Bobo offense. Heck, we know it better than anybody, right? We literally watched it all last year. Mike Bobo, and he knows the personnel. He's practiced against basically our entire defense. He's going to scheme up the run game. And one of my key matchups, not to spoil the show for tomorrow, of course, but one of my key matchups for the game in this one is Clayton White against Mike Bobo. Clayton White against Mike Bobo, I am really, really, really excited to watch this chess match. I'm very excited to watch this chess match. I just think, again, I know people want to look at last year and say, well, here's what TJ Finley did against South Carolina. He shredded the game. That game means nothing. That performance TJ Finley had means absolutely nothing. It's a brand new scheme, brand new system, all new personnel surrounding him, all new coaches all over the field. Hey, pair of first-year head coaches in this game with Harsin and Shane Beamer. And I guess, I could pose the question again. I feel like I've overused this season. But who would you say needs it more, Beamer or Harsin in year one? Who needs it more? Who needs it more? Because what's funny about where we sit right now, and I know probably Kirk would agree with me, and many else would agree with me, I'm excited for the Auburn game. I want to make that very clear. I am pumped for the Auburn game. But this entire season is just boiling down to next weekend. That's really what it's boiling down to. The entire season's boiling down to the Carolina-Clemson game. And I talked about this earlier in the week, and again, I haven't talked about it as much because I do want to focus on Auburn and the opportunity at hand Saturday. But again, we're fans. We can look ahead. Doesn't matter. We don't have to stay locked in on Saturday's game. We can look ahead. But the interesting thing about this 2021 season, this is a typical old-school Carolina-Clemson season. And what I mean by that is for both schools, success or failure this year will come down to next Saturday. If you win that game, the outlook of the season that was is positive. If you lose that game, the outlook of the season that was is negative. Again, maybe more extreme for us than the other side because their season's already been a disappointment. But, I really think that it's going to come down to that. It's going to come down to that game for both sides. But, again, you got a big opportunity this weekend to get bowl eligible, to go ahead and knock that out. And how great it would be to build that momentum and then carry that into the game next Saturday against the arch rival. So, a lot of opportunity. Definitely don't want to look past it, but it is very, very intriguing just sort of what's at stake. And I know, again, people are looking – already to next week, and especially with it being a 7:30 kickoff under the lights. Yeah, I think I know fans are fired up already for it. So, yeah, Finley with the RPO. I do think you're going to see a lot of RPO from Finley. It's going to be a challenge for the defense, no question. It's going to be a challenge for the defense stopping the run. I mean, just in general, stopping the run. Daddy O says Tank went for 111 last year. I mean, Tank got his yards, but again, you held him in check. And again, I mean, we all know the big storyline of that game last year. It was the J.C. Horn game. That was the J.C. Horn game. Multiple picks. That was the difference in the ball game. That was his coming out party, if you will. For some reason, Bo Nix thought it was a good idea to attack J.C. Horn on a consistent basis, and it didn't work out for him. So, that was the story of that game for sure. And, who's going to be that guy that steps up this year? Who's going to be that guy that steps up this year? So, again, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. So we can also talk the college football playoff rankings are out. Georgia number 1, Bama 2, Oregon 3, Ohio State 4, followed by Cincinnati at 5, Michigan at 6, and Michigan State at 7. Danny Terry says, what do you think about Spencer Rattler transferring here next year? From what I'm hearing from my people, Spencer Rattler is most likely going to end up at Ole Miss, which makes a lot of sense. It's kind of scary. Yeah, kind of scary. Lane Kiffin, Spencer Rattler, maybe you give Alabama a challenge, but that does make a lot of sense in my mind, man. I think those personalities probably mesh pretty well together. And, God, they throw the ball over the yard, and his stats are going to be gaudy and insane. He'll have a great chance to go to the NFL. So, yeah, I think that actually makes a lot of sense. I will say this with that being said, because, again, anybody who's followed along with me all season knows that, I'm not someone who's ready to, like many others, give up on Luke Doty. I still think Luke Doty can have a successful career in Garnet and Black. And who knows, could even be the Gamecocks starting quarterback next season. But I will tell you this. I will be shocked if Shane Beamer doesn't go pull a quarterback from the portal. I'd be shocked. I really will. I think if you can upgrade that position, exponentially, if there's a guy available and he wants to come to South Carolina, I don't know why you wouldn't take him. I don't know why you wouldn't take him. You look at a guy like Quinn Ewers, you look at a guy like Harrison Bailey, you look at some others. You look at a guy like Miles Brennan. I mean, there are options out there. And if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance. And I think there are guys in the portal that will give you a chance. At least bring competition. For sure. So, I like Jason Brown. I appreciate what he's done. Is he really the long-term answer? I don't tend to think so, to be honest with you. Zeb Nolan will be gone. Can Colton Gauthier push? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know that he can really push. But hey, none of that matters. None of the quarterback stuff, none of it matters if we don't have an offensive line that can block for longer than a second and a half. So that's really what it's going to come down to. So that's what it'll come down to. Again, 843-790-3377. Guys, like I said, $3 drafts, $3 rumples as well. No wings, but hey, we're still rocking and rolling here at Tin Roof on a Wednesday, November the 17th, 2021. Game week. John Kruger says, I wouldn't want Spencer Rattler at Carolina. Anyways, he's a bad teammate. I hear you. That's what a lot of people, their hesitation is. But, Spencer Rattler, I'll tell you this, would be by far the best player on our roster. There's no question. He'd be by far the best quarterback on our roster. Justin Langford, you should play against Auburn Friday night on your college ball revamp. Well, we did it in the preseason, Justin. I'll actually be at Tin Roof Friday night, believe it or not. We got a little concert we'll be coming to here on a Friday. So you guys want to come out, going to be a good time. Coming to watch a USC alum, actually, Pat Cooper, play at the Senate. So it should be a lot of fun. But, we did it in the preseason, Justin. We did it in the preseason. So, and in the sim, I think we lost to Auburn in the simulation. I don't know. The next time we do the college ball revamp thing, that will be for the bowl game. And yes, you're hearing me correctly. I'm making the assumption we are going to go to a bowl game. It's happening. Somebody asked, when are we going to start talking about Clemson? Next week, Monday or Sunday, whatever, when it's actually Clemson week. So I know everybody's itching to talk about it. Again, I don't want to look past Auburn. It's a huge opportunity, huge game. I think it would be a massive, massive mistake. It would be a massive mistake to look ahead and to look past this game with the opportunity that lies in front of you. But, listen, it's human nature. Again, we're fans. We can do whatever we want, right? It doesn't matter. I know we're all excited. 7:30 kick under the lights, the most winnable game in the series that you've had in years. We didn't have rivalry week last week, or last year, I should say. So, yeah, next week's going to be a blast. And actually, we'll be here. We'll be here on Wednesday, 5 to 7 next week. I know many of you'll probably be with your families, whatever. But, hey, if you want to come out, hang out with us, talk Carolina Clemson. We can do it next week. So, speaking of Carolina Clemson, again, we're an hour and a half away from tip as Dawn Staley's squad taking on Clemson tonight. Probably going to be a massacre at CLA. So, that'll be a fun time. I've picked Carolina to win. I've picked Carolina to win the game tonight. My score, just to remind you all, my score prediction, I've got 82-57. So I got the Gamecocks getting a 25-point victory. I think it could be way worse. I was honestly trying to be conservative. So should be a good time. Should be a lot of fun. I think, over 10,000 season tickets have been sold for women's basketball. I mean, crazy numbers. Crazy. I wonder how many season tickets have been sold for men's. I'm just genuinely curious. I bet you it ain't 10,000. I know for a fact it ain't 10,000. So, oh well, it is what it is. Philip Harris says, how do you think the crowd is going to greet Bobo? Got a feeling the boos are going to be heard across the state. Yeah, I don't think it'll be a very warm reception. I mean, are we going to see Bobo really? Is he not going to be in the box? I don't know that you're really going to see Mike Bobo, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a great storyline for fans. I mean, it's something surely that we're I mean, you see my T-shirt, right? I mean, it's something that we're all talking about, and we'll keep an eye on. But, realistically, it's once the ball's kicked off, once toe meets leather, sure, he's the one calling plays, but it's not going to be something you'll hardly think about, I think. So, Let's see. We got a comment here. David Barnes. Okay, the real reason we're here. What's your uniform prediction for this week? David says he's predicting white, black, black for Saturday night, and then big game garnet for Clemson. I think we go white, black, white in this one. White, black, white. I think we wear black in some capacity. I don't know. I have this strange feeling. And I think big game garnered against Clemson. Absolutely. You got to channel those 2013 vibes, man. You got to. You got to channel the 2013 vibes. Yeah, so you got to channel those 2013 vibes. Let's see. Hunter Herlong, key matchups for this weekend. Hunter, podcast tomorrow. We'll have some of your key matchups. I have Zach Pickens against Tank Bigsby. My key matchups are very obvious. Pickens against Bigsby, I think, is a really, really big one. You got to stop the run. You got to slow down the running game at least. I think on the edge, Justin turning time needs to play well for you on the edge on the offensive line. Your tackles have been just getting blown by. You got to play much, much better. And then I think Clayton White and Mike Bobo. I think that's a great matchup. I think it's going to be a great chess match because I think we'll be much better prepared to combat a TJ Finley and make his life very, very rough. Those would be the ones at the top of my head. I think it's interesting. Another game where it's a pair of first-year head coaches and Shane Beamer and Brian Harsig. Who needs this game more? I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know the answer to that. So I will say this conversation's already a lot more fun than the one we had this morning. I went on a little bit of a rant for about an hour, really, about an hour. You can ask those who were tuned in earlier today. But I've just been seeing some bad perspective from Gamecock fans, some bad perspective. We can talk about that more in just a little bit. So, yeah, John Kruger says, I'm going to point out we're not playing Bobo. We're playing against Auburn. Yeah, for sure. That's a fact. That's a given. But I agree with you. It's a great storyline, again, for fans. It is. It's a great storyline for fans, and it is a storyline. But, is it something that we're really locked into? No, I don't think it's a huge deal for on the field of play. Again, of course, he's calling the plays. There's no doubt he is calling the plays for sure. But it's not something that's going to be brought up, I think, once toe meets leather, like I said. So Justin Langford, a 4-3 under would make it fun against Bobo's offense. Yeah, again, they're going to try to pound the rock. They're going to try to get TJ Finley comfortable, no doubt. So, I think Clayton White, how does he respond to that? I think selling out against the run. You got to be better against the run. Tyler Beatty last week killed you, rushing for over 200 yards. You can't let that happen again. You got to stop the run. You got to be stingy against the run. You can't allow your opponent to go 50% on third downs. Again, yada, yada, yada. It's obvious. It's very, very obvious. I know we talk offense. Everybody wants to talk Satterfield. And should we fire? Man, how about we stop the run? Can't stop the run, you're probably not going to win. Can't stop the run, you're probably not going to win. Again, what the Gamecocks proved to us in Mizzou, they are who we thought they were. They are who they are. And that's okay. You can still win at least one of your last two, if not both, but you are who you are. And that's a team that is just struggling on the line of scrimmage on both sides. You're struggling on the line of scrimmage on both sides, offensively and defensively. You can't protect your quarterback. You can't open a hole 1.6 yards per carry, 57 rushing yards, and you're having a lot of trouble stopping the run right now. And I really think, honestly, guys, I've put a lot of grief on the defensive line. I think the linebacker position is really, really hurting. Because, again, who are your top players at linebacker? Mo Kaba, Brad Johnson, I think, maybe. Who's your big run stopper at the linebacker position? Sherrod Green, obviously been out for the year. I think that killed you. You just don't have that guy. I think you got to go find that guy in recruiting. You need to go find a guy in the middle of your defense that can step up. You don't have an Ernest Jones on this defense. You don't have a T.J. Brunson. You don't have a Sky Moore. You don't have a Jasper Brinkley. You don't have a Shaq Wilson. You don't have a guy in the middle that can be the run stopper and be the dude that sets the tone in the run game. So you got to go find that guy. When you got a safety leading your team in tackles, that is bad. That is bad. It's not good. Cam Smith led you in tackles last week. That's not good. So that's not good. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. We're flying here on a Wednesday. Already 5:35. We are flying. Philip Harris, D-line will be much better against the run, I think. They got embarrassed last week. Hopefully that lights a fire under them. Greed at the linebacker is very depleted. Yeah, we're extremely depleted at linebacker. We're extremely depleted at linebacker. I think that's hurting us right now for sure. So that's hurting us for sure. Again, we're live out here at Tin Roof in the Vista. Less than an hour and a half to go till tip-off. Gamecocks taking on that team from the upstate in women's basketball. Also a big night at CLA as the Final Four banner will be unveiled. Rings, I think, will be given out. Rings for the Final Four. Yeah, rings for the Final Four will be given out. And again, you couldn't have picked a better night to do it against the arch rival in front of them. So yeah, really going to be a great night tonight at CLA. We'll go a couple more minutes, and we're going to take our first break for sure. But let's see. We had a couple more questions. Yeah, I think Doty does need more time to develop as well. Yeah, I think so for sure. Again, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Again, we can talk about the Mizzou game if you like, the upcoming Auburn game, basketball as well. Really busy basketball week with, with South Carolina women playing tonight, the men tomorrow night against UAB, which I think is a really big game, a huge swing game early on in the non-conference. Also tonight, by the way, I do want to mention this. Tonight at Tin Roof, shag lessons at 8:30. So for those, I don't know. I know there's a basketball game. I wish Kirk would stick around, learn how to dance. Got 2 left feet. Yeah. Oh, well. Maybe another night, Kirk. Maybe another Wednesday. Yeah. Maybe another Wednesday, Kirk. Maybe another Wednesday. So, oh, by the way, it looks like Gamecocks men's basketball, in case you missed it, we'll be rocking throwback uniforms tomorrow night, garnet throwbacks against UAB. So you sure hope that's in a winning effort, by the way, because, yeah, you hope that's in a winning effort. You hate to bring out throwbacks and, yeah, so respect the throwbacks. Respect the throwbacks. Lance Player, what's up, my guy? Bush Lattes will be the leader this weekend. Aaron Thompson, Auburn's kicker is out this week also. Thank goodness. That means a lot. No, I mean, it might. It very well might. You're correct. It very well might. If it comes down to a field goal, that's a big deal. So, Hunter Herlong wants to point out that the Morgan Wallen concert at CLA. Yeah, I'm actually going to get my tickets Friday. Morgan Wallen coming to CLA in February. That's gonna be a really good time. It's gonna be a sold out concert for sure. Justin Lang for Brad Johnson and Damani Staley. Hopefully Sherrod Green back next year. Debo should be in the picture as well. Well, he's not. That's my thing. He's not. You just don't have that guy in the middle, man. You just don't have that guy in the middle. Old J-Mo commenting, by the way, in the old Facebook feed says Flabango. That's all it says. So J-Mo is probably on the way to raise hell, which is great. Just a typical Wednesday. Typical Wednesday. I think I heard J-Mo say last week that he hadn't had a night where he hadn't drank in like 6 months or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, most people don't even know who J-Mo is unless you're here, and then everybody knows who he is. Right. Well, I won't do that then. Hey, he's got a brand to uphold, and I just want to make sure I help him do that. Yeah. I think it's pretty much created. Oh yeah, fair enough. TM. Yeah. The Jomo shot. The Jomo shot. What is the Jomo shot? I'll have to get his input. The Jomo shot is literally just chugging a Smirnoff Ice. That's all it is. Just getting iced. So, again, 843-790-3377. Again, guys, time flies on your phone. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. Phil, you ready for that? Good with that? 5-minute break. Going to get a refill. Again, give you guys a chance to catch your breath. But, again, taking all your questions, comments, everything else, man. It's Auburn week, and all my homies hate Mike Bobo. Appreciate y'all coming out. We'll be back in 5. Right back, folks. Right back. All righty, we're back. 843-790-337. What's up, my guy? What's up, babe? Heard you had a hot date last week. Hey, skipping out on the show for date nights. Party foul. How many years you been married, man? You're not married? That's even worse. God, you had a choice in the matter. Wow. He's trying to warm me back up. He's trying to warm me. He didn't show last week, so he's trying to warm me back up.
Hey, cheers to the worst O-line in college.
Yeah, fuck Greg Atkins. How about that? Did I say that out loud? Yeah. Oh, well. 843-790-3377. Listen, I'm not ready to say fire Marcus Satterfield, but Greg Atkins can, I don't know, is Tin Roof hiring? He might need a job soon. Might need a new doorman. Greg Atkins could be the new doorman here. Good to see you, man. How was it? How was the date night? Successful? Good? Yeah? There you go. Attaboy. Mexican's always a good choice. Your homies were here last week. Your buddies were here. Guys that, I don't know, J-Mo's on the way. So it was like friends with him too. But I didn't realize you knew J-Mo like that. Okay, well, some of the other guys were here too. They knew you. So, yeah. Just tucking the old lady. Let's see. Justin Langford, TJ Finley saw the writing on the wall with everything going on at LSU, wanted out. Going to Auburn was closer, was wanted more than anywhere else in the SEC. Yeah, I don't know. I think just he wanted to play probably. And maybe he did see the writing on the wall. You know, obviously Ed Orgeron been fired, so he's stepping out. Maybe he did see the writing on the wall. But again, it's Auburn week, and all my homies hate Mike Bobo. At least everybody here does. So also a huge night, like I mentioned earlier before the break. South Carolina Clemson tonight in basketball. Dawn Staley's squad taking on there we go. Taking on the rival. I think I picked a 25-point win. I mean, we're probably going to win by 50. So, whatever. Carolina, by the way, looking for their 11th straight win over Clemson in women's basketball. How about that? So, on the flip side, on the contrary, the men's team tomorrow night, 7 o'clock against UAB. Big game for them. Really, really big game, I think, in the non-conference. It's so funny. Somebody was asking me, like, do you ever run out of stuff to talk about? Many people have asked me that, by the way. Do you ever run out of stuff to talk about? And, again, you'd just be shocked. You'd be shocked at everything that goes on in our daily lives following the Gamecocks. Always something for the diehard. There's always drama. There's always things going down. But, again, that's great for business. Really, it is. It's really, really good for business. So I'm not even going to complain about it. Again, want to hear from you, though, your thoughts. Again, we can talk about Mizzou, the game that was. We can talk about the game that's upcoming. Also, again, in case you missed it, South Carolina Clemson on the gridiron. Kickoff for next weekend is set 7:30 under the lights at Willie B. Good God, what an environment that will be. What an environment. The TSUS tailgate will be of epic proportions. Unreal. After not having rivalry week last year, and this being the most winnable rivalry game in quite some time, it's going to be a pretty raucous environment. Hey, let's talk some gambling. It is Wednesday. I dropped my best bet today in SEC gambling picks. Prize Picks. My good friends at Prize Picks, they've also dropped their over-under totals for Saturday's game, South Carolina and Auburn. So we'll go ahead and start at the quarterback position. Over-under passing yards for the game. TJ Finley, over-under 182.5 passing yards for Auburn. Pretty low total. Jason Brown, now I want to preface this by saying Auburn allows like 250 260 yards per game to the air. Jason Brown, 189.5. 189.5. Let's move to rushing yards. This one should be, I haven't even looked at these. This should be interesting. Here we go. Tank Bigsby. Tank Bigsby. And this one jumps out at me already. His over-under, 74.5. Tyler Beatty just ran for 200, and Tank Bigsby's is 74.5. What do they know that I don't? Because I would smash the over. For the South Gunna side, Zaquandre White, over-under total, 60.5. Zaquandre White ran for exactly 60 yards last week, averaged 6 yards per carry. I'm hoping they give him the ball more. Dude runs like a man possessed. 60.5 for Zaquandre White. Let's move to receiving. Kobe Hudson for Auburn, 52.5 receiving yards over under. Josh Vann, 59.5. His total's been like 60 every week. His total's been around 60 every single week. I like the over on Josh Vann because he's our guy. He's our go-to guy. Receptions, Kobe Hudson, 3.5. Josh Vann, 3.5. Pretty standard. Passing touchdowns. Here's where it gets interesting. TJ Finley, over under, one passing touchdown. Jason Brown, over under, 1 passing touchdown. Okay. Rushing touchdowns. Okay, they actually don't have rushing touchdowns. Let's see if they have receiving. They don't have receiving either. They have interceptions. They do not. Okay. So, they got everything else, though. So, those are your prize picks totals. Pretty interesting. I cannot believe Tank Bigsby's under like 100 yards. I can't fathom that. I cannot fathom that. That feels like free money. And that maybe makes me think, God, maybe we have a better chance to win than some have indicated. So, I don't know. How about this? 60 of the 82 bowl spots have been filled with 2 weeks left in the season. Really, I guess 3. I think there's 3 more weeks technically. Will South Carolina be one of those teams that will be going bowling this postseason? Hopefully so. How will Wake Forest do against Clemson? Love to see Wake get the dub. What are they, 4-point underdogs at the Upstate? Wake, they lost to North Carolina. I don't think they lost this past weekend. I'll tell you real quick. Let's see. No, what's generous is the fact the Falcons are only a 6.5-point underdog tomorrow night. That to me seems insane. Yeah, Wake is a 4-point underdog at Clemson. Over under set at 57. You can get Wake money line plus 146. I'm just telling you what Vegas says, my guy. I'm just telling you what Vegas. Yeah, Clemson's favored by 4. I mean, it feels like Vegas is begging you to take Clemson, though. That game is at noon. So you know the TV is going to be cut on that bad boy right there. So, Travis says they're probably banking on that we play up at home and we play down on the road. Look at all the away records from Mizzou, Florida, South Carolina, Vandy. Yeah, I think we'll play much better football. I mean, that's why I took Gamecocks plus 6.5 as my best bet. By the way, guys, we got TSUS stickers. We got Beat Auburn stickers as well up here on the table in case you need them for the weekend. TSUS tailgate will be out at Seawells this weekend. I know my guy's coming up here to. Do you really?
Yeah, I got all of my Xbox now.
Yes. So if you need some Beat Auburn stickers, you got them.
I'm telling you, Mike Bobo's going to come at us and pull some tricky stuff.
You see the shirt, right?
You know, the first game.
Mike Bobo's going to come at us, you think?
You know what Finley did for his first play when he was at LSU? It's going to be the same exact play. Slant, 15-yard slant.
Yeah, fair enough.
For about 20-yard gain.
Yeah. The chess match between Clayton White and Mike Bobo is going to be very fun to watch, I think. Very, very fun to watch. I wonder, did Kirk meet Mike Bobo? I don't know. You did? Was he nice? Yeah. Sling Blade? Old Sling Blade. We had Sling Blade call in today. Philip Harris says, ordered that Clem Sucks merch yesterday. Yeah, I tried to tell you, if you order it today, I can't guarantee you'll get it. I can't. I wish I could. I mean, you might get it. You might get it by kickoff. I can't guarantee it, though. Because I'm not going to say I guarantee it, and then you don't get it, and then you're mad at me. So, I mean, you could pay for expedited shipping if you want to do that. You could do it. You could do it. Michael Sawyer said he got his Clem Sucks hat yesterday. Very good. Very, very good. Love that. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting like 1,000 Clem Sucks stickers made for that game next weekend. Just give them out to everybody. So, yeah. Maybe towels, Clem Sucks towels. Be cool. Be very, very cool. So, again, want to hear from you. Appreciate y'all coming out. We're at Tin Roof in the Vista every Wednesday, by the way. Isn't it crazy, though? The last game of the season is next weekend. We started doing this in like mid-June, late June, or it was July, maybe whatever it was, way before kickoff. And now I mean, we're 5-5. We're 5-5. We're 5-5. Dude, I had a whole rant today about that, man. I think Gamecock fans have lost perspective, man. Some have lost perspective. I'm surprised. I think the morale is so low of some people when it's like I feel like the morale of some folks and the record don't match. I mean, the Mizzou loss sucked. I don't think Mizzou's very good. Are you really shocked what happened, though? Really? Is anybody? If you've been watching Gamecock football long enough, you knew that was possible. You knew it was. And I was surrounded by my friends and other people at Carolina Ale House in Fort Mill, which, by the way, shout out to those folks. We threw our watch parties there all season long, and those were incredible. Those were incredible. So I was surrounded by those people there, and I said this before the game. I picked South Carolina to beat Missouri, and I said, I'm optimistic. I said all last week I was cautiously optimistic. Said it all last week. Said I'm optimistic. I picked us to win. But nothing will surprise me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing will surprise me. And so sure enough, I was not surprised. I was not surprised what happened. Maybe there were some individual things, but the overall result, here's the scary thing. In the preseason, I picked Mizzou as a loss. And I also picked Auburn as a win, by the way. But I picked Mizzou as a loss. The score I had in the preseason, this is back in July. 30-28 Mizzou. Final score was 31-28. Just saying. It's almost like he does it for a living. No. So wasn't shocking. But I don't know, man. I just, some Gamecock fans, yeah, Travie points out, I said it earlier this week, we've all probably had a parent that, or at least we know somebody that does, or whatever. When you do something bad when you were a kid and your parent would look at you and say, I'm not mad, I'm not upset, I'm not going to whip you, I'm just disappointed. And that one just cut deep. That's how I felt about the game Saturday. It's like, I'm not even that mad, I'm just really disappointed. That's how I felt. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and people got pissed off when I said this on social media, and I'll say it here again right here. What Saturday proved is that Jason Brown wasn't the saving grace against Florida. That's not to take anything away because he played really well. But the reason we beat Florida is the offensive line finally showed up. I mean, again, he played good football. Don't get me wrong. But we ran for 284 yards. And I had people after Florida trying to tell me that the reason we ran for 284 yards is, well, we had a new quarterback in and the guys wanted to play for Brown. I'm like, get out of here, bro. Like, no, the reason we won is because we just finally executed and blocked and we physically moved a man out of the way and made things happen. What's up, my guy? Good to see you. How you doing? You ready for football? Bro, we having it all season. Bro, there's football on tonight. Maction. I think like Central Ohio and I don't even know. Dude, back when I used to gamble on sports, oh yeah, Tuesdays and Wednesdays in November, good time. Very good time. Yeah, but it's taking nothing away from Jason Brown. Just, you finally blocked. That's it. You finally blocked. Finally ran the ball. So, let's see. Phil Harris, looked at the JV fumble for a touchdown again today, and it totally could have been avoided. Had to take time to just fall and take the sack, try to throw it. Yeah. I mean, we talked about that with Alex McGrath on Tuesday. I mean, that's the big priority, I think, for Jason Brown is taking care of the football. You look back, by the way, at all 4 turnovers on Saturday, they all involve him. Fumble on the exchange, he's holding the ball. Fumble when he's hit on a sack, he's the one that fumbled the ball. 2 picks, he's the one that threw the ball. So, I mean, you know, hey, you want to give the quarterback all the credit? We'll give him the blame too. Come on now, stay consistent with me now. Because if that was Luke Doty, oh, God. Oh, my God. If Luke Doty had turned it over 4 times, oh, my God. Put him back at wide receiver. Transfer. He needs to I mean, why not keep the energy consistent for Jason Brown? I mean, again, I'm not like a Doty. People think I'm a Doty sympathizer, but, like, I just think it's wild how, you know, Luke Doty, I don't know. I don't get why some people just, it seems like they got it out for this kid. I think, I'll tell you this. I think you're going to see Beamer. I mentioned this earlier. I think you're going to see Beamer go into the portal for a quarterback. Absolutely 110%. Even with Braden Davis coming in, I think if the right guy's there, I think they'll go get him. Yeah. So. Let's see. James Kendall, guys at my beer shop, just got a kick out of my Moore's Mihi Lucrum shirt. Not yet. 90 days. I think like 90 days till first pitch. Yeah, baseball's around. The baseball schedule dropped this week, by the way. Baseball schedule dropped. How about it? Let's go the Yardcocks. Let's go, baby. Oh, I'm fine, dude. You know me, man. I'm a baseball guy. I can't wait, bro. The Rowdy Roosters are back. Hey, the school can run its cockpit campaign all it wants, but nothing will overtake the Rowdy Roosters. Nothing. The Rowdy Roosters is officially a baseball thing, and that's cool. That's great because I'm going to promote the hell out of it. The Rowdy Roosters will be back. Looks like Talon just finished his workout. Yo. Can Jason Brown run the ball? That's the question, right? Well, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of an RPO quarterback at all. Now, would they have wanted or would they have done more of that had Luke Doty been healthy? I don't know. Do I think Jason Brown is as fleet of foot as Luke Doty? No, I do not. But he's far more mobile than Zeb Nolan, for sure. So the answer is yes and no. I mean, can he run it? Yeah. Can he run it consistently? Or, is he agile enough to be a consistent threat in an RPO style? I don't really know that he is. But, see, that's the other funny thing, too, is I had a buddy of mine, and God bless his soul, but I had a buddy of mine that was just convinced that the reason that the running game was so successful against Florida is like, well, finally the defense has to account for a running quarterback and keep one in the box or keep one accounting for the quarterback. I'm like, how does that make any sense when Luke Doty runs a 4.40? Why would the running game – I mean, that math doesn't check out to me. Again, it's a simple case of giving the quarterback too much credit when things go well, too much blame when things don't. I mean, I don't disagree. It's maddening. It's maddening that the offensive line is the problem. It's maddening. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And fans, including yours truly, but fans want it to make sense. That's all they want, right? They want it to make sense. You lose to Georgia, it makes sense. They're just better than you. That makes sense. You run the ball for 57 yards against Missouri, that doesn't make sense. When they're average giving up 271, that doesn't make any sense. So I get it, because I felt the same way. Again, was I surprised that you lost 31-28? Not necessarily. Am I shocked you ran for 1.6 yards per carry and 57 yards? Yeah, I was. Yeah. I mean, my mindset going into the game was, well, you might not run. You're not going to run for 284 again, but, we'll run for 200. I mean, and you didn't even run for 100. That's insane. That's insane. So what's scary about this game, I think, offensively for Carolina, I don't think Auburn's got like a world beater defense. They got some really, really good edge rushers, though. I mean, you look down the list of their guys, 5 sacks, 4 sacks, 5 sacks, 7 sacks, 3 sacks. Like, they got guys that can get after the quarterback, so you better get the ball out. You better get the ball out, man, because our tackles have not shown any ability to block anybody. Anybody. And that little spin move Jason Brown does, it worked against Florida. But teams have that on film now. So you might want to go to your second pitch. you might want to go to your other pitch. That's all I'm saying. But, with that being said, I'm actually pretty giddy about the game. I'm pretty optimistic. Auburn doesn't – what's up, Town? Auburn doesn't scare me. They really don't. They didn't scare me last year. They don't – I wonder, though, I'm curious. Do you think fans would be more confident if Bo Nix was starting? Because Bo Nix is out, obviously, broken ankle, out for the season. TJ Finley, did you know this? TJ Finley's a starting quarterback, guy that started at LSU last year against Carolina, and I was at that game in Baton Rouge. Not fun. But, well, yeah, I think what happened last year is totally irrelevant because it's a different team, different scheme, different coaching staff. We got different coaches. I mean, what does it matter what he did? I mean, totally different scenario. All that last year showed was, he's talented. Obviously, he has some but, he went to LSU. So he doesn't suck. You don't go to LSU if you suck. You know what I mean? More often than not. You don't go there if you suck. He's also like 6'7", 250. So he probably doesn't suck if it's there. But, yeah. Do what you didn't do last week. Get him in some 3rd and longs, some obvious passing downs, and, your defense has made plays. Your secondary has made plays. They made plays last week. The only reason that really kept you in the game. Make it. Yeah, that's tough to answer. Hey, you had a chance in that game. 4.5 minutes left. Mizzou gets the ball. They're running for 6-7 yards a pop. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a great. Here's the reality. People are so hesitant to blame the defense. I don't blame them either. I'm not saying that you should just go after the defense, but people are so hesitant to blame the defense because the defense was so bad last year, and it's been so improved this season. So I get it. Like, the defense you feel like is actually holding up their end of the bargain for the most part. They haven't been perfect, but for the most part. But, yeah, stopping the run, man, just hasn't been there. It hasn't been there. So, I don't know. You obviously can't let Tank Bigsby run for 200 and you're going to win. It's not, it's not going to happen. Which, again, that's what – you just gave up 200 to Tyler Beatty, and Tank Bigsby's over-under is 76.5. That's mind-blowing. That's mind-blowing to me. So, I don't know, man. Wouldn't be shedding a tear if Greg Atkins was looking for employment in the next couple of weeks. I wouldn't shed a tear. I truly wouldn't. I truly wouldn't. Again, 843-790-3377. What's up, Kemper? What's up? The whole fam's in town. How's the kiddo? Well, the son, I mean. Oh, really? Very good. Very good. In case you forgot, we're about 45 minutes away from tip-off. Dawn Staley and the women taking on Clemson. So I actually got offered a ticket, but we're here. No, glad to be here. I'm excited to eat some nachos, honestly. No, so, yeah, basketball's in full swing. Dawn Staley and the women probably going to beat Clemson by 50 tonight. Men taking on UAB tomorrow night in a really big non-conference game. And then, of course, Saturday against Auburn. And we all know what lies next weekend. So, what's up? Oh, what's up, man? What's going on? Yeah, so going to be a very fun next couple of weeks. Got to get one of the next two for a bowl game, man. Got to get one of the next two for a bowl game. What would you say the more likely win is? This weekend or next weekend? Yeah. Do we? Outside of the past 6 years. Yeah. We just hate Bobo and whatever. This is a weird game, right? Like, we played them at home last year, which we weren't supposed to, by the way. We weren't supposed to. I think we were supposed to play – I don't know. I think maybe LSU was supposed to be our only other West game, which, God almighty, man. I wish we could pick a new opponent, permanent opponent outside of A&M. It's tough. Not fun. You know what? Yeah, that's a fair prediction. The O-line's not going to be there. Again, it's like I told you, man. Or I don't know if you were here when I said this, but like I caught myself earlier this week because when the kickoff time for Clemson was announced, right, my mind just like already fast forwarded to next weekend. But I want to give this game the attention it deserves. But I'll be totally honest with you, man. And I said this actually a couple weeks ago too. This entire season boils down to next weekend. Entire season. You could, because Gamecock fans know what I'm about to say is reality. Shane Beamer could beat Auburn by 50. But if we lose to Clemson, it don't even matter. To a lot of fans, it won't even matter. Oh, we had a bad year. We could lose to Auburn by 50. It would suck in the short term. We go beat Clemson, all's forgiven. Extend everyone. These are the greatest players ever. I love this team. This is great. Merch, all the merch. Buy all the merch. The merch will be insane if we beat Clemson, by the way. So, we beat Clemson, Big Cock Club merch on sale for our 24-hour span to the public. No, so I mean, it really all boils – but what's interesting about it is that for both sides, this is like a traditional old school against South Carolina Clemson year in which for both schools – the season will be deemed success or failure based on next weekend. I mean, Clemson season's already been not what they expected. But if they lose, they'll just strike the season from the record books. Well, and see, again, we'll talk about it more next week. That's what makes it. I feel like it's kind of a must-win. You got to get them this year. You have to, because they've had a bad year, right? They've had a bad year. They're not very good, but they've got a roster chock full of 5-star guys and talented guys, and they're still ranked top 10 in recruiting. So at home at night, man. At home at night. I mean, you got to steal this one. You got to find a way to steal this one. Right? I mean, you feel like you have to. I feel like you have to. I mean, because what happens next year when you're having a good season, you come in the game 7-4, but they're 11-0. I mean, you're like, well, here we go we're back to being 24.5-point underdogs again. Like, So, anyways, though, I don't, like I said, I don't want to look ahead. I want to lock in on the Auburn game because I'm excited. 7:00 kick under the lights. Should be decent weather as long as the wind stays away. Not going to be too cold. Highs like 57, something like that. So should be all right. But it's going to be a fun time, man. TSUS tailgate. I'll tell you what, the tailgate for Florida was nuts. Nuts. We'll have a video tomorrow. That's like a little clip. We've also got a special video from Monday of Clemson week from I'll just say we got a special video Monday for Clemson week. Let's put it that way. From the tailgates from Florida. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, so Saturday's gonna be fun, man. Gonna be a lot of fun. Again, TSUS tailgate at Seawells down the road from Jay's Corner, across the street from the Rocket. You better wear your drinking shoes if you come. That's all I'll tell you. You better wear your drinking shoes, whatever you prefer, beer, seltzer, liquor. It'll be there. We have a good time. Burgers, dogs. We got all the food. We got it all. The TVs, the music. It's a good time, man. It's a really good time. So, again, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Phil, let's take one more break, sound guy Phil. Take one more break. We're going to probably close it up about 6:45 so people can – they might already be gone, but Carolina Clemson plays at 7, so want to get off here in time so we can pack this down. I'm probably going to watch the game on my laptop. Game's on SEC Network Plus tonight. The disrespect. SEC Network Plus. Number 1 team in the country can't get on a big channel. That's unfortunate. So, I mean, apparently it should be like almost a sellout. They've sold over 10,000 season tickets for women's basketball. Over 10,000. Crazy. 18,000. They've sold the entire lower bowl season tickets for women's basketball. Crazy. I know. Cool. All right. Sound guy Phil, let's give him 5. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Yep. Here we go. All right. Fire it up. Sound guy Phil for the day. Oh, whoop. All right. Sound guy Phil. Appreciate it. Okay. 6:30 here. Wednesday, November the 17th at 10 Roof. Appreciate y'all coming out. $3 drafts, $3 rumple. We are just 30 minutes from tip. Carolina Clemson. Again, we're going to get out of here in probably about 15 minutes so people can get out of here and go to the arena. Just down the road at CLA. Let's see. Bring who on the show? Anyways, yeah. Dawn Staley and the women taking on Clemson in about 30 minutes. Tip-off, they're also going to be unveiling the Final Four banner, getting their rings for the Final Four. So a big night tonight at CLA. Men play tomorrow night against UAB, of course, this weekend. South Carolina taking on the Auburn Tigers. Going to be a really, really good time. TSUS tailgate will be at Seawells. Spots 93 to 96. Drinks will be flowing. Going to be a lot of fun. We've also got Beat Auburn stickers up here if you guys need them, want them, whatever. We got them ahead of Saturday. We'll have these at the tailgate as well. But, yeah, so taking your questions, comments, calls. About another 15 minutes. Like I said, we got tip-off to get ready for. Tip-off to get ready for tonight at CLA. Big game. Big game. South Carolina looking for their 11th straight win in women's basketball over Clemson. 11th straight win. So, also, by the way, again, like I said, $3 drafts later on. Be sure to tip your bartenders here at Tin Roof in the Vista in Columbia, South Carolina. We're out here live 5 to 7 every single Wednesday. Yes, in case you're wondering, we will be out here live next week. Next week, 5 to 7. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, which is a very, very big night. Very, very big night. Going to be a lot of fun. Talking Carolina Clemson. In case you missed it, that game is a 7:30 kickoff on the SEC network. Carolina Clemson under the lights. Going to be a really good time. I love it, Talon. I love that. Just compete. Hey, we competed this past weekend. See, what I messed up, Talon. I should have rocked the Braves hat again. See, but people don't realize I walk in the Wednesday of Florida week. Everybody's down and out. We just got blown out by A&M. And Talon looks at me and says, all right, so you're mailing in on the Gamecocks. You're giving up on the Gamecocks. I'm like, no, I'm celebrating the Braves winning a World Series. He said, well, that's good because Carolina can't win jack shit. And, of course, what do? We go and win. Which I guess is the first time, Kemper, I've seen you since the Braves locked up the World Series. Good stuff. So, yeah. I don't know. I think when Talon talks trash about us, we win. So, indeed. Love that. Love that. How about the Bravos, by the way? Last time I saw you, it was, what, they just clinched a spot in the NLCS, and now we're World Series champions. So, crazy. Anyways, taking your questions, comments, calls, guys. We're going just a couple more minutes. Like I said, we're going to get ready for tip-off. I got to edit the show for tomorrow, and then I'm going to broadcast the game, I think, on my laptop. Going to broadcast. It should be a really good crowd at CLA tonight, too. It should be a really good crowd. Again, over 10,000 season ticket holders. So, I've got a 25-point victory predicted. I wonder if traffic getting home will be bad. I don't know. Even more reason to hang out at Tin Roof and just watch the game. Even more reason. Let's see. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, huge game Saturday. Huge game Saturday against Auburn. The Mike Bobo factor. TJ Finley. The running game with Tank Bigsby. Pair of first-year coaches in Brian Harsin and Shane Beamer. Who needs it more? And the morale of both teams. Again, you got South Carolina coming off a disappointing loss at Mizzou. But how about Auburn? Coming off a game against Mississippi State in which they led 28-3 and found a way to lose on their home field. So what is the morale of this Auburn Tigers team? What is the morale? How fired up are they? How ready are they to play? I don't know. Love seeing, by the way, a lot of garnet and black in the building tonight. Appreciate y'all coming out. How about the Greenville Gamecock Club? Whoa, the upstate putting on. Bro, you're a better man than I, because there ain't no way I could live up there. No way. There ain't no way. I could live in Charlotte. I could live in Charleston. I could live back home in North Augusta. I don't think I could live in Greenville. I don't think I could do it. Greenville's an awesome spot. Too much orange for me, though. Way too much. You got the what is it, the Jackrabbits hockey team, or the what are they called? Swamp Rabbits. You got Floor Field. What's the Greenville Drive? Yeah. Hey, well, actually, baseball schedule was dropped earlier this week. The game will be at Seagra Park, the neutral site for Carolina Clemson. Thank God. No, I always have a good time going up there. It's always fun when you got the Columbia game Friday night, and then you go to Greenville Saturday, Clemson Sunday. Those are fun. It works. It works well that way. Or you do the opposite. You just start up there and then come down, which I guess makes more sense. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm already counting down to days. I think we got like 90 days, the first pitch, something like that. Yardcocks will open the season on February the 18th against UNC Greensboro, which will be a really, really good time. We'll have full capacity Founders Park. But in the meantime, we got football. We got basketball. Everything else happening, both men's and women's basketball, of course. Men with a huge, huge game tomorrow night against UAB. Women tonight taking on Clemson in literally less than 30 minutes in a game that shouldn't be close, to be honest with you. Should not be close. So, Dawn Staley's squad, I think really destined to win it all this season. National champions. Came close last year. So, hey, Kemper, 8:30 tonight, shag lessons. You sticking around? Shag lessons tonight, 8:30. You can learn to shag. Yeah. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Also, by the way, Monday night, 6 p.m. Monday night. 6 p.m. Monday night for the Columbia locals. Tiger Burn. Tiger Burn will be Monday night, 6 p.m. at the Bluff Road, basically the Proving Grounds, I believe. I think it's going to be at the Proving Grounds where South Carolina used to practice. So, Tanner Land says, Chris, Dawn Staley just landed another big-time recruit, 6'3", and she can – yeah, I saw that today. 5-star local product from Cardinal Newman. 6'3". Wild. Yep. The rich get richer in Columbia. And you just hope that maybe one day, Carolina football can get to that level. Maybe one of these days. Again, 843-790-3377. We'll take questions, comments for a couple more minutes or so, and we'll wrap this thing up. Like I said, it is Auburn week. J. Rock says, here's the key to victory against Auburn. That if we would have done against Mizzou, we could have won. When getting blitzed down after down, call some screen and draw plays, for goodness sakes. J. Rock, if it's so easy, why are more people on YouTube not offensive coordinators in college football? I don't know. I mean, I call great plays on NCAA football. They ought to give me the sticks. Tell Satterfield to pass the sticks. I'll get it done. I'll get the job done. I mean, I got a buddy that was ranked top 1,000 in Madden in the world. Let him call plays. Why not? Let him call plays. Kemper can call plays. Why not? No, yeah, I agree. You want to keep Sat? Why not? Keep Sat. Cool. Keep Sat. Doesn't bother me if you want to. If Sat comes back next year, it doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me at all, to be honest with you. Keep him. I will be shocked. Somebody mentioned this on Twitter. I will be shocked if Shane Beamer doesn't grab a quarterback from the portal. I will be surprised if we don't grab. There are a lot of good options out there. Andrew, the textbook says don't keep Atkins. Yeah, I don't think Atkins will be employed in a few weeks, my friend. Just because they haven't made the move right now, or they haven't already made the move, doesn't mean they won't make the move. I think there will be some shuffling. I think it'll be interesting to see which pieces are shuffled, but there will be some shuffling. There will be some shuffling, no doubt, in this coaching staff. There will be some shuffling, no doubt. Again, guys, we're at 10 Roof in the Vista, 8:30 shag lessons. 8:30. Phil, you gotten out here yet or no? You done a little shag lesson? No? It's a shame. That is a shame. That is a shame. No, I don't think Greg Atkins will be employed by the University of South Carolina. And he's making like $400,000 to coach the offensive line. It really is tough. It's tough for sure. Very, very tough. So again, we're out here at 10 Roof in the Vista. Less than 20 minutes to go until tip. 20 minutes to go until tip. Gamecocks taking on the Clemson Tigers. Going to be a big next couple of weeks. You think about it, you got women tonight, football next weekend. Men play Clemson December the 18th on a Saturday night at their place at Little John. So I don't know when. I'm sure soccer plays them soon. I don't know if is that coming up soon? I'm pretty sure they do. So a lot of matchups with the arch rival coming up with the next couple of weeks. Again, my best bet, guys, in case you missed it, Wednesday, we talked gambling. I like Gamecocks plus 6.5 in this game. I really do. I like South Carolina plus 6.5. I think it's going to be a close game Saturday against Auburn. I know there's many that are down and out. I know many are disgruntled without the season's gone, but I think it will be a very, very close game. Okay, men have already played Clemson, so maybe the women, maybe they've already played. I don't know. They might have actually already played. I could be totally mistaken. Either way, though, some big matchups upcoming: basketball, football, everything else. Justin Langford, who can we get for the offensive line coach? I don't know, man. I don't know. How about Nashawn Goddard? Bring him back. How about Travell Wharton? How about Jabari Levy? How about some guys that played at the University of South Carolina that know what it takes to win at this level on the offensive line, that know what it takes to win in the trenches? Bring them back. Bring them back. Why not? I mean, again, I don't get too wrapped up in position coaches. I mean, you're a position coach. Your job is to teach technique. It's not that hard. It shouldn't be that hard. But when you've got the type of output that you've had this year in the running game and protecting the quarterback, and it's just, again, you go rush for 57 yards, 1.6 yards per carry against Mizzou, a team that was allowing 271 yards per game on the ground. It's just really, really tough to look past that. It's really tough to look past it, and, again, I think you got to make that change. Hey, people are going to be calling for Marcus Satterfield's head. Again, I am patiently waiting to see what changes, if any, Shane Beamer makes in this offseason. So, but I will tell you this: I'm not selling my stock on Beamer either way. I'm not one of those people that if he doesn't make this change or does make this change. So, we'll see what happens. But again, it's Auburn week. It is Auburn week. All my homies hate Mike Bobo. Every one of my homies hates Mike Bobo. Every one of them, as the shirt says. Also, the Clem Sucks merch flying off the shelves. And I can tell you this. You beat Auburn, great. We beat Clemson, the merch will be stupid. It will be insane. The victory, I'm like literally, I'm gonna talk. Hey, Count Chick. Oh, I'm gonna do a double cigar if we beat Clemson. Literally, like it's gonna look like a Looney Tune cartoon, like cigars just lining the face. No whiskey bottle will be safe if we beat Clemson. I can tell you that right now. 5 points will burn to the ground if we beat Clemson. Yeah, like Bugs Bunny style cigars. I'm literally, hey, talk about counting counting your chickens before they hatch, no pun intended. I'm literally hitting my merch guy up for the game next weekend. Hey, man, I need the victory graphic already done with the boxes, and you just be ready to put the scores in the boxes. So we're going to be ready to go for the merch. Trust me. The merch will be flying. Win. Not if, but when. Carolina beats Clemson. Win. Not if, but when. So, all right. We've hit 6:45. We're less than 15 minutes to tip off. I want to give people an opportunity to get out of here, go to tip. You guys hear enough from me anyways. So, yeah. Quick reminder. Again, we will be live from here next week. I know it's Thanksgiving week, but it's rivalry week. We don't stop. It's rivalry week. We'll be here 5 to 7, same as always. Next week, podcast will drop tomorrow, a full Auburn breakdown and also a UAB preview and breakdown as the Gamecocks take on the Blazers at CLA. Of course, tonight, Dawn Staley and the women taking on Clemson. Going to kick that ass. Other than that, Daily Crow rolling all week, noon to 2, and yeah, Sound Guy Phil's just a legend as always. Fantastic beard and mustache combo, the best one in Cola. So, hey, otherwise, hey, I'm Chris Phillips, the Spurs Up Show. Appreciate y'all coming out. Get out to CLA if you got tickets. If not, I'm about to cut it on the laptop. We're going to watch it here and eat some nachos, I think. So, appreciate y'all coming out. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate it, Phil.